Yeah.
He would do that.
I thought so, but I never really saw much of it, because then at the end,
She felt rude.
when you went to Texas, I don't think he was drinking, I mean, then, but he wasn't making much sense. I mean, so that was a different issue.
Well, when I got pregnant with Leslie, I told him at one point, I said, you wanna see your grandbaby?
Yeah,
It's not gonna happen
if you
if there's a problem.
do what you're doing.
And I took all the gumption I had to say something like that to him, I did, but it was important.
Well, and it was one night, and he must have started drinking on and off. I think it was more on and off. I mean, I don't think it was like it was before, but I think it was on and off. I think. Because one night he called, and there was something, I don't even remember why or how. Frank and Mama were in the kitchen in the apartment, and I was there, and he called. I had to go get him. And I don't even remember where it was, and I don't remember
Well, it might have been the bar room, cause that's.
No, it wasn't the
That's
top
where
hat.
we had to go.
Well, the top hat. You had to go to the top hat.
Yeah,
But he
okay.
was on the other side of town. He was not in Glendale.
He had David and I go get him after we were married. He was at Sawtell,
Oh, in the home, or the treatment center, whatever.
the
it was.
treatment center at the military.
Yeah.
And he was there many times, I think, but we picked him up that night. I had one of my boss at work, when I was working after I got out of high school, took me one day, cause she was friends with Daddy, and took me, and we both went over to see him, and he was in the rehab.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't nuts, he was still working and.
No, he was still,
but-
no. And Mom and I used to go and see
But the
him.
phone company, back in those days, they were very good
They took care of
about
him.
allowing him time off to dry out and, go through
Yeah.
the rehab
Cause, yeah.
and stuff, and then he'd come back to work but he, I think, sometime in the late 60s, early 70s, he quit, but I think he was still
Well, so he was, and I went to get
on and
him,
off.
and I wouldn't say he was drunk or anything. I don't even remember the set, but I remember Frank giving me $40 because I needed gas, and he gave me $40. Well, I didn't need $40 for gas, but he said whatever you
Those
need to
days,
do.
$5.
And I went off, and I beyond that, I don't remember going getting him. I mean, no, that's what I was doing, but I don't remember any of the facts after
You
that.
just remember that $40.
No,
Whatever car he was driving.
That's like the song,
Yeah,
Trouble
what
Is,
car-
fell over
yeah, what
$40.
car you were driving? What car were you in?
My Nova.
See?
I mean, it had to be, it was
Well,
when Frank was first around, so it had to be 68 or 9, I guess, you think?
Well, if you had the Nova, that was Ethel's Nova after she died, right?
No, I had the Nova after, I had Ethel's Nova long before she died, because she got that white Plymouth. Remember, she gave John the white Plymouth. I got Ethel's Nova, so Ethel's Nova was a 64, and in 68, spring of 68, because I just met Kathy, spring of, yeah, I was 18. Ethel got the new white Plymouth from Cecil. Because Cecil had a deal with some dude that owed him money, and he had a car dealership, and it basically gave Cecil the car, brand new. And he didn't need the car, so he gave it to Ethel. Because I went with Ethel when she picked it up at the dealership. The dealership was up on Colorado in Pasadena. And I drove up there with her, and she picked up her new car, and I took her car, because Daddy, this was 68, Daddy paid her $750
For the
for the
Nova.
Nova.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh.
that's how that worked. And so the Nova then was mine, and then when Kathy and I bought the new 72 Malibu, we sold, for not very much, the Nova to John. And John had the Nova for a while, so,
Pretty sure you mean a 72 Camaro.
no, Kathy and I had an orange
They had
Malibu.
an orange
The one
Malibu.
that showed up at the yard sale
I thought you bought the Z28.
the next year. Remember the orange Malibu that showed up at the yard sale? 613 GBD, the people had bought it off the lot when Kathy and I traded it in. They showed up at our yard sale when we moved from Kemper.
Is that
Same
right?
car, same license plate. The guy said, yeah, brought a Robert Hall Chevrolet. Right off the used car lot. And we had traded it in.
That's bizarre.
I know, they showed up at the yard sale.
Really,
They-
really
and
like
this-
full
and they were-
circle
this was-
weird.
This was in
Yeah, a
1989,
little bit.
and we
Like,
traded
But I
that
think
car
the dad's
in.
like,
and
that's my car, and the guy's probably like, you're crazy.
It was
I bought it.
16 years earlier.
That's insane.
We had traded the car, and this is the people that bought it. They were an older
So they
couple.
must have had it for
They had the whole-
16
they had
years.
the whole
And they
time.
showed up at your yard sale at Kemper?
Yep, 613 GBD. I said, that's my old car. And he says, yeah. He said, we bought it on Robert Hall Chevrolet in 1973. I said, well, that's when we traded it in to Robert Hall Chevrolet.
That's too funny. That is weird.
Oh.
One BTF 899.
There you go.
That's as far as you go.
Oh, I can't tell them why.
Beautifully terrific female.
One big terrific fart. That's the only license plate I
Well,
can.
okay. So the Nova,
Why?
the Nova was OXW217.
Oh, now he's getting a license plate.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not writing this down.
And Mama's 63 Nova was ICB 940. What else do I know? I can't remember the license plate and that Lexus sitting out there.
BTW.
Yeah, just KK, BKW 91.
I think it's BT by the way.
I don't know.
By the way, okay.
I don't know. But anyway,
You're slipping, Bill, you're slipping.
And mine's JB something.
well, yours is new though, right? Because you had the other one for a long time. But yeah, I'll leave the license plate. You, the zip guys, you can put it on the trailer. I forgot to do that the other day.
We may just take the boat out.
They want to take the boat out. So I'm not gonna button it up totally. I'll clean it a
Let me give
little.
you Karen Wilson's number
Yes.
just so you can let her know, hey, we're gonna come by and pick up the boat.
In case
In
they
your
see
car.
heads bobbing out there.
In your
and don't
car,
know who it
tow
is. Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure her car's in behind mine in case they win.
I don't know what that, I mean, literally, we're home now for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's a
so-
good point, you're gonna need to
Do
have
something.
somebody
And
different.
Disney's closed, so.
Is that where you go on a bad day, it calms them down and
Oh, they're,
focuses?
they're crazy and it's loud, I'm just like, go.
Who cares?
Go,
Yeah.
you're the least loud kids here.
Well, and I'll,
And it's free, so, you know.
and
What-
I'll
one
I'll
thing to have
also
free,
leave you
wow.
the keys to the Lexus because if the Lexus is parked next to the boat, it makes the boat hard to pull in the back end.
Oh, yeah, you
If the
can't.
Lexus
Yeah, we'll
is
just leave all the keys and I will take what I need.
you will.
You know, all the car keys are inside the garage door and the boat keys are in the pantry.
I'm gonna leave all the keys on the workbench. And the,
That's a good idea. What if someone gets in our garage and there's all the keys?
Hmm.
Why wouldn't you leave them hanging where we hang
Even
them?
wherever they are.
how about the plug? And how about the keys to the tongue lock? And how about all the other stuff that she's gonna need?
Well, that's
You know what I'll do?
That's
I'll leave
different
them in your
than
car.
leaving That's different than leaving the key to the boat, and the key to the,
Are they sleeping in your bedroom or the other bedroom?
they
There's-
they
there's
said they're
kids.
not gonna use our
Well, then just
bedroom.
leave them on your dresser.
Okay, fine. I will leave them on our dresser.
I will find them. And
Plug.
you also have a phone, I can call you and ask them.
Plug in the boat, plug in the boat, license plate. What's wrong with that? Yeah. You don't want to leave them in the garage, is what you're saying.
I don't think it's a good idea. What if Karen and Randy accidentally leave the garage door open all one day, which you've been known to do,
I know.
and all night, and you got things lined up. Oh, look, Lexus keys. Oh, look, here's the Toyota keys.
There's a Lexus and here's a Toyota.
Yeah, I mean, we locked the door so a burglar couldn't get in the house if they get in the garage. But if you've got all the car keys lined up, that's the way I think,
Okay,
babe.
I'll put them on
Sorry.
our dresser, and I'll just tell Karen, hey, these are all the accoutrements for when Janet comes to buy the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we're done. And anyway, you'll have to sweep probably the leaves out of the boat because
I'll
it
figure
doesn't,
it out.
doesn't.
Are the life jackets all on the boat?
Hmm?
The life jackets?
They're all in the boat.
Even for the little kids?
They're all in the boat. Every one of them. Yeah.
We may not go. If we don't, we'll go down and put the cover back on. As Emma's the only one that skis and she's not here.
Well, if you don't, I
So
mean,
go next
with the
week.
cover, you have to blow all the leaves off the boat.
Are you saying you're not putting the cover on this afternoon?
I wasn't, if she's gonna use the
Yeah, if
boat,
we're
I
gonna take it
wasn't
out,
gonna put the
then-
big, huge cover on.
And if we don't, we'll go put it on.
You know, unless it rains, that's the only thing.
It just takes up that whole, you can't walk out the sliding glass door because you've got it in front of the door.
I can put it in the garage.
No one uses that sliding glass door.
Well, we have guests.
You do when we're.
I will put it in the garage.
I've never used that sliding glass
Really?
door. That goes out from the dining room? Never. How long you guys been
And
there?
most people don't.
We use it to move furniture.
I don't think I've actually ever
When
opened
there's a
that door.
hurricane, we pull everything in through that door.
Yeah, but you don't like use that. They use the one by the.
Depends.
No, we
I
don't.
think we did it Jill's wedding, we had it open.
Yeah.
At least it locks now.
That's the whole, that's when it slides all the way off the windows, that's supposed to be.
Yeah, you should be using that one more.
Should be the- But then I guess you wouldn't want people going in there to go to the kitchen.
Well, did you sell the house?
I think I talked her out of it, actually.
Or did you?
Yeah, I don't think it's right.
So what do they do the next 3 weeks? They go get another realtor? Or how does that work?
This is the first house that they've ever even thought of buying.
They're not in a hurry?
They're not married,
Okay.
he lives in Miami.
I thought this was the